Big breaking news coming in from Russia. A person opened fire in one of the buildings of Russia's Perm State University, killing at least 8 people. According to the preliminary reports, 6 people are injured after the attacker opened fire in one of the buildings of the university. Students can be seen jumping from the first floor windows to escape the building, landing heavily on the ground before running to safety. The gunman has been identified as a student at the university and has been detained shortly after the incident. The attacker was armed with traumatic, non-lethal weapon. Unfortunate incident that's been reported. Let me quickly cut across to Gaurav Sawant joining us live from the newsroom. Gaurav, any word on who this student is? What exactly was the reason for him to open fire, killing 8 students? Many of them seen jumping to safety, running away from that gunman. He's now finally been detained. But what's the purpose? What's the reason behind this shoot?
Very sketchy details just as yet. So the Perm University in Siberia is about 700 miles or 1300 kilometers from Moscow. This incident took place a couple of hours ago. So what we've been told at this point of time is that the attacker came to the university and he opened fire indiscriminately. He was armed, wearing a helmet and body armor as he opened fire, and the authorities at the university directed all students to shield themselves, lock doors. Several students and teachers locked themselves inside auditoriums and classrooms. Others tried to escape. There are conflicting reports between 5 and 8 fatalities and multiple injuries. Some got injured while jumping out of windows and trying to escape. The reason is still not known. There are also conflicting reports with some saying that the attacker was neutralized and taken down, others insisting that he's been arrested. So other details are still awaited at this point of time, Nabila.
Well, absolutely shocking. Gaurav Sawant, do stay with us. We also have Uliana Pavlova, a journalist, joining us from the Moscow Times. Uliana, do give us some perspective as to exactly what has happened in this University of Perm. One student, we believe, the information is sketchy. We understand the student has gone into the university wielding a gun and then shoots dead 8 of them, at least 6 others who are currently injured. What's the reason behind this? Who's this student?
Right. So what we know from the official sources, Russia's Investigative Committee has confirmed that 8 people died. Several people were injured. Some reports say that now there's about 24 people injured. The gunman opened fire on Monday morning. His reasoning, the reasoning for the shooting is still to be determined, but some media reports say they have identified his post on social media, where he says that he has been thinking about the shooting for a while now and that he's not a terrorist. He does not belong to any extremist organization, but he purchased a firearm recently and he was actually saving money deliberately to purchase it. Again, this post is unconfirmed. We don't have been reporting.
Right. Uliana, if you can hear us, we're quite worried about the situation currently. You're saying 24 of them are still injured. Any more who are critical? 8 students have been reported dead. How did he get into the university with a gun? That's the big question here.
Right. So the Investigative Committee says that he actually been a student at the university. So I think he knew the layout of the campus pretty well. And I suppose there hasn't been anyone to check him at the entrance. So this type of thing happened. But again, if he was a student at the university, he probably knew that he could bring a firearm and get away with it.
This is absolutely shocking. Thank you very much for joining us with those details. The student has been apprehended. He's now detained. He entered the university campus with a gun, shot dead about 8 of them. 24 of them, as per the Moscow Times reporter says, 24 of them are currently injured. He does not belong to an extremist group or a terrorist organization. This is the first findings of the cops who have apprehended him. But the reason or the motive, exactly what was the reason for him to carry out this attack or a terror strike inside his own university, needs to be established. India Today continues tracking these developments in Russia.